If you have bags of sugar or containers of sugar that have become like a brick, there's other things you can do with them. If you can't smack them around and turn them back into granulated sugar the way I did my 20-year-old sugar, one thing that you can do with them is you can dissolve it in hot water. You can take the whole 5-pound bag and put it down into a big pot and dissolve it in water. And now you have a sugary syrup. I think you can can that syrup just like it is, and then you can use it later in canning fruit. So like you could prepare it in the spring, and then in the fall when the fruit comes in, you can use it, dilute it accordingly to how sweet you want it to be, and use it in canning fruit. You could also use it. I believe you can safely can that syrup, and you could use it later. Put it in your refrigerator. You wouldn't want to leave it there too long. But you could open it, pour some in for like Kool-Aid type drinks, and put it back in your refrigerator. Eventually it's going to start to crystallize, so you want to do that for too long. You could mix it with water and brown sugar and a little bit of corn syrup and some maple flavoring, and you could make pancake syrup, which you could put in the freezer, and I believe you could safely can that. The reason I say I believe is because I really need to triple check. I'm 95% sure that you can can that safely just with a water bath canner. I will probably look into that and put a note down here in the comment section below. You can make, so if somebody has a canning book and they have any instructions for canning syrup, let me know, but I will check that out soon, hopefully. So you could use it for making pancake syrup, brown sugar or dark brown sugar with white sugar. The corn syrup is optional, maple flavoring, and you've got a nice pancake syrup. You could even thicken it with a little tiny bit of cornstarch if you wanted it more like a Mrs. Butterworth's type syrup. You could dissolve it in water, hot water again, and use it for canning sweet pickles. I'm sure there are other applications. You could make lemonade out of it with fresh lemons. I would have to think if there were any more, but I just wanted to also ask those of you who may be a little more savvy about this, if you can tell me what the main differences are between sugar that's made from sugar cane and sugar that's made from sugar beets. They grow sugar beets in our region of the country, and I know that there are regions of the country where they grow sugar cane, chiefly Florida. I'm sure there might be other places besides. So if you can tell me if you prefer cane or over beet, or beet over cane, and why, I would appreciate that. And I just wanted to say one little word about baking powder. There are two types of baking powder. You have regular baking powder and double acting baking powder. Double acting baking powder rises in the bowl when it hits the moisture. It rises the second time when it's exposed to heat. The less expensive baking powders, some of them have just basically cornstarch and baking soda in them. I wouldn't spend money for those because you can make your own a lot cheaper. Some of the baking powders have aluminum in them, so you might want to buy one that's aluminum free. You also might want to taste the baking powder and use it, because I bought some bulk baking powder at a warehouse store that I really don't like the taste of. And I have another one that I bought from another store, a big container, I don't know if it's 3 pounds, 5 pounds, that I need to try. I do know that the Rumsford baking powder I used for quite some time, and it was aluminum free, and it had a decent, didn't have a bad taste. How's that? So that's my spiel on sugar and baking powder. Please comment if you know the answer to the questions. Thank you. Bye.